Good morning and welcome to the MyTalent 2015-16 update for school and learning community staff. We thank you for taking time this morning to learn what's going on for 2015. First, we want to go through the agenda. We'll be doing a MyTalent background, a wrap-up for 2014-15. We'll be discussing heat maps and how you can keep up with work that has been completed and work that has not been completed. We'll be talking about the 2015-16 evaluation plan types for the CMS plans, the NESIS plans, and also talking about training and orientation. We'll be reviewing what's new for 2015-16 and talking about the 2015-16 enhancements, getting help, and then we'll finish up with a Q&A and feedback time. I'm Jan Richardson in Talent Management and Human Resources, and members of the talent management team will be presenting information this morning. So for our background and accomplishments, MyTalent is an online talent management system implemented for the 2014-15 school year that is bringing information all into one place to support supervisors and employees across the district. Highlights for 2014-15 is that we have been able to get all of our evaluations into MyTalent rather in 4 or 5 different places that supervisors have had to go in the past. We've implemented professional development plans for all of our employees. We've implemented forms and letters that have been placed in MyTalent and removed from a paper process. As you are aware, our professional development is linked to evaluation standards and populates on the summary evaluation. The beginning teacher support program requirements have been submitted and monitored electronically. We have collaboration logs, the PDP, evaluation requirements, induction plans to provide support to our beginning teachers. And then we have the new CMS support and reporting for our supervisors. To follow up with our 14-15 wrap-up, we do have a new evaluation due date for our exempt and non-exempt employees, which there are not many in the schools. We have extended the deadline from August 14th to September 4th, and September 4th will be our final deadline for all 12-month exempt and non-exempt evaluations to be completed. Of course, we had the optional PDP for our non-exempt employees this year. So if you started and worked with your employees on a PDP, then congratulations to you. You've gotten a step and gotten some work done for, so you'll be familiar with it for 2015-16. Looking ahead, we wanted to go ahead and put this date out for you, that we are working on our timelines, and we have set July 29th, 2016 to be our deadline for all non-exempt and exempt evaluations for 12-month employees. And obviously the 9 and 10-month employees would have earlier due dates. We feel that this is important. For 2014-15, it's been a year of learning for all of us, but if we can get everything completed by the end of July for 2016, that allows us to wrap up all the evaluation activities for 2015-16, and we can focus in August on getting school started and getting all of our evaluation plans and support information out. If you have feedback on this July 29th date, please send an email to talentmanagement@CMS. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Eleanor to talk about heat maps.
Hello, everyone. This is just a reminder, if you do have evaluations outstanding for non-exempt or exempt staff, the heat map evaluation completion report can give you a quick snapshot of the status of each of those plans. On the staff evaluations tab in the upper right-hand corner, there's an icon. If you point to that icon, it will say evaluation completion. And when you click it, you can select a plan. And this is only for active plans. So archived plans will not appear on that list because they've already been archived. The status is set on those on all of those plans. For your exempt and non-exempt staff, you can select specific steps to view, and then the status of each step is listed in the report section for an easy view of where there might be outstanding activities that need to be done. Also, we're continuing to support administrative rights and the site administrator role. This is particularly important in schools where the site administrator is generally the principal, and there are activities that need to be, actions that need to be taken as the current year kicks off. We'll hear more about the specific plans and so forth, but as you may recall from last year, the site administrator will confirm that the evaluation type for each teacher and licensed support staff member is correct on that My Staff tab. Also for the MESIS type professional development plans, the specific type of PDP is set on the My Staff tab by the site administrator. Also, site administrators can assign rights to additional individuals who will participate either on an evaluation process or in the PDP. So folks who complete teacher observations, licensed support staff observations, who serve as mentors on the PDP, who serve as mentors to beginning teachers on the teacher mentoring plan. Those rights are all assigned by the site administrator on that on the My Staff tab in the administrators list. Please note that the site administrator is responsible for confirming that each person who is assigned a particular type of right to an evaluation or PDP plan should have completed the appropriate training and should be at a level of experience and professional performance in order to provide accurate and actionable feedback to the person who is being observed. We do ask that you would focus on assigning those evaluator rights to the people who will actually complete the summary evaluations. The observer right to the evaluation plans is designed to provide access for participation as an observer, and also there is a peer observer right for our comprehensive plans. Please assign those rights based on how each individual will be participating in a particular plan and supporting a particular teacher or licensed support staff member or other staff member. We have ended up with a number of plans where there were several evaluators assigned to a plan, which then can cause issues down the road when those plans are being completed, and particularly when we're following up for reporting and other documentation purposes. Site administrators may assign rights to staff members at their school or department location or learning community location. If you need to assign rights as observers to people who may sit at a different school or who may sit at a different location, so for example, when you have learning community staff participating in observations for teachers and other staff members at your school, those rights would need to be assigned by the talent management team, the MyTalent support team. We ask that you go ahead and use the Sharewell system, the My Support portal, to request those rights, and we'll follow up on those very quickly for you. Speaking of administrator rights, a number of schools had added assistant principals to that site administrator role. Those rights will continue except in a couple of situations, which as you think about how folks are moving to different schools and serving in different roles this year, we will be resetting those rights. So if the person who had site administrator rights last year, if there's a new principal at the school, so a new overall site administrator, those rights have been reset so that the new principal can make that decision for their leadership, their school leadership team. If the individual has transferred to a different location or is in a different role, those administrator rights will be reset. If there's a person who was in that role and they shouldn't have it anymore, please go ahead and make that request to the talent management team. There is a form and a review process for granting site administrator rights to additional folks, and generally those are focused on folks in assistant principal roles. Please use that talent management email address, talentmanagement@cms, to request those additional site administrator rights, and the team will follow up with the appropriate form and review process. I'm now going to turn it over to Danielle, and she is going to walk us through the final wrap-up and archiving for the 2014-15 plans, and take a look at the new plans that are coming out for the 2015-16 year.
Thank you, Eleanor. Good morning. My name is Danielle Bannister. I'm on the talent management team in human resources. As Eleanor mentioned, we want to take a look at the archived plans, teachers, licensed support staff plan, evaluation plans and PDPs, as well as principal and AP evaluations and PDPs were archived July 1st after those deadlines. Exempt and non-exempt evaluations and PDPs will be archived after the upcoming deadline on September 8th. We're going to take a quick look into the system to find where you can access those archived plans. So in MyTalent, if you take a look on the Staff Evaluations tab, once that loads, you'll see the All Evaluations menu button there. If you scroll down to the very bottom, you'll see the Archived Evaluations list. There you'll find the list of each evaluation plan, and you will be able to click on each of those plans and find the specific employee plan that you are looking for. Looking into the 2015-2016 school year, we are planning to launch plans no later than September 1st. That includes teacher, licensed support staff, evaluations and PDPs, principal and AP evaluations, exempt and non-exempt, and then all of our forms and letters. You will be notified once these plans have been launched. We are hoping to get those launched as early as possible, but again, no later than September 1st. For the CMS evaluation plan types this year, that includes the licensed support staff on CMS plans, non-exempt employees, exempt employees, and exempt senior managers. There have been no changes to the content of those plans. So this coming year, you will see those plans the same way you did in the 14-15 school year. There have been some changes to the NESIS evaluation plan types, however. One of the biggest changes is the plan name change. You can see here that the probationary plan will now be referred to as the comprehensive plan. The career full will be the standard evaluation plan, and the career abbreviated will now simply be the abbreviated plan. Taking a look at those plans more in depth, you can see the comprehensive plan will incorporate all teachers with less than 3 years of experience and any teachers that are new to CMS. That will include all 5 standards ratings for teachers. The standard plan are any teachers with more than 3 years of experience that are not new to CMS in their license renewal year. So that's the previous career full plan that rated teachers on all 5 standards. The abbreviated plan is for teachers with more than 3 years of experience, not new to CMS, in their off-cycle year. So that's the standards 1 and 4 only plan. There is, as a note, there is not an abbreviated plan for licensed support staff. There is also a new late hire plan this year for any employees that are hired after the late hire cutoff date and prior to the March 1st date. For licensed support staff, NESIS plans, you see our new plan, our plan information there for the speech OT and PT plan that we previously had. There's also a new licensed support staff plan. The CDC plan is for career development coordinators and academy coordinators, and the TLS plan is for teacher leadership specialists, and that plan will be used this year for specified department personnel only. So when taking a look at the career codes this year. We will use these codes to help inform the plan for each employee as we did last year. Here is an example of that. The career code key will provide easier access to determine the evaluation plan type and the minimum performance expectations. So we are working to make those documents clearer and more user-friendly. Both teachers and licensed support staff will be assigned to evaluation types in MyTalent based on the career codes. Following this key should result in accurate plan assignment if you monitor those changes as the monthly reports are provided. Again, plans will be targeted based on career status codes and their license renewal year, as we just talked about with those plans on the previous slide. And as a reminder, it is critical for principals and supervisors to check plan types for accuracy, especially as those monthly reports are provided and changes are made to those career codes. The career code key will be available to principals prior to evaluations being launched in MyTalent. This will also be communicated with the timelines and minimum performance expectation documents as those are created. So we will be sure to communicate with you as soon as we have finalized those documents for the upcoming school year, and you will be notified of those. As a reminder, teachers in their first 3 years and experienced teachers in their first year in CMS should be assigned to a comprehensive plan. So even though a teacher has more than 3 years of experience, if it is their first year in CMS, they should be assigned to that comprehensive plan. Another reminder, evaluators of teachers and licensed support staff must have completed appropriate training prior to completing observations and evaluations. For the licensed support staff, NESIS plans, evaluators can find those trainings in MyTalent. If you search licensed support staff on the professional learning tab, all of those plans will pull up for you. This slide outlines each of those modules that are available to you, and which, as you can see here, they're each separated by the employee type and the audience there based on the staff members that you are evaluating in your school. There's also required training for teachers. This training is also available in MyTalent. There are 3 upcoming trainings that have been scheduled. Here's the course title, number, section, and information for you. As a reminder, if you or any of the administrators at your school have not attended one of these trainings, please be sure to sign up for that so that they can participate in the evaluation process. These 3 trainings will also include the script taping training. So if you have administrators that have not been through the evaluation and script taping training, these courses will cover both of those requirements. There's also training opportunities available in MyTalent for the MyTalent system. So there are 4 trainings listed here for new evaluators. So if you need training, more information on the MyTalent system, please be sure to take a look at these and the offerings there. Again, any of these can be accessed on the Professional Learning tab in MyTalent by searching for keywords. And one additional training here for the MyTalent system around principal and AP evaluations for new evaluators. This is for community superintendents, principals, and assistant principals that are evaluating. And again, here at the bottom is just a reminder on how to register for our course in MyTalent. We know we are providing a lot of information today, so again, as a reminder, this webinar will be recorded and posted on the Talent Management website on the intranet so that you can go back and reference any of these as necessary. Within the first 2 weeks of the employee's first day, principals are required to provide orientation around the evaluation process and access to the following materials. Just like last year, links to those orientation materials are available to employees in the orientation step in MyTalent. So when they go in and complete that initial orientation step to start their plan and they enter their training and orientation date, these materials are available in that container on that step for them. Additional resources around the orientation can be found on the Talent Management intranet page. That includes the presentation that can be used for orientation and training at your school site to show your teachers and licensed support staff. That is also hyperlinked there. One of the things that we wanted to discuss a little more in depth this year is around employees who refuse to sign. We know from time to time we have employees who refuse to sign their evaluations. And as a reminder, that step is included, that comment is included in the signature step, that they are not agreeing with the evaluation, but that they have discussed the evaluation with you, been provided a copy, and a conference around that. However, an employee who refuses to sign work-related items, including forms, PDPs, and evaluations, is in violation of our standards of contact. That is considered insubordination, as it includes the refusal to follow and carry out a work-related instruction of a supervisor. As this is a reasonable request that employees sign their evaluations, PDPs, and forms, if they refuse to sign, it is considered to be insubordination. The process here is outlined for any employee who does refuse to sign. Obviously, reviewing the contents of the document with the employee and requesting them to sign. One helpful reminder is to refer back to that note as to why they are signing. But again, if they continue to refuse to sign or acknowledge that document, allow them to reconsider, allowing up to 5 working days for them to sign. After following up, if the document has still not been signed within 5 working days, the employee is to be reminded of the unsigned form and the pending deadline to sign that form. If they still have not signed, the supervisor should then contact their HR team lead. The HR team lead will counsel the employee and offer one last opportunity for them to sign the form. At that point, if they still refuse to sign, the HR team lead will instruct the supervisor or principal to complete a written warning in MyTalent. And if the problem continues to persist, the HR team lead will then contact employee relations for further action. So just a reminder, as we're going through the school year with PDPs, forms and letters, and evaluations. So looking forward again to our 2015-2016 school year, one thing that is new is the requirement of professional development plans for non-exempt staff. This requirement excludes bus drivers, cafeteria workers, and custodians, but you are encouraged in working with your non-exempt staff this year to keep these plans simple. One goal may be sufficient for you and your employee in the first year, and those goals are, of course, made meaningful by connecting them to school goals and to the employee's current work. As part of that professional development plan, the mid-year review step is optional, but of course is best practice in the performance management cycle. There are also a few other changes in MyTalent this year. One is the removal of the workflow, or that send to next activity step in the non-exempt plans. The licensed support staff peer observation has been added to the evaluation plans. And just as a note, the peer observation that is required for licensed support staff will be assigned by district specialists, and you will be provided with some upcoming communication and more information about that. But licensed support staff, beginning licensed support staff will require peer observations this year. That has been incorporated into the evaluation in MyTalent, and you will hear some additional information soon from district specialists about that. Workflow has been removed from the CMS PDP, and the supervisor and employee will both be able to add input to that. And a new exciting feature we are excited about in talent management is the opportunity for you to provide feedback about your experiences with MyTalent. A link in the announcements will allow you to go in and provide some input to our team around your user experience in the system, as well as your experiences with being supported in using the MyTalent system. So at this point, I'm going to pass it over to Stephanie, who's going to show us some exciting changes with our new portal this year.
Good morning. If you've used MyTalent in the past, you will notice that there's a new interface when you first log in. The login screen now has a forgot password link, which will send you an email and allow you to reset your password. Once you get logged in, you'll notice that there have been changes to the screen. The home screen now has different labels, and the actual home page will be identified by a small green house. This signifies that you're actually on that page. The announcements is no longer in a container. It's an envelope with a number next to it if you have unread announcements. The calendar icon that appears also has the calendar. If you've added any events to it, they will be located there. This does not sync up with your Outlook calendar. There's still a container that exists for the surveys that you may have related to any professional learning courses that you may have taken. And depending on the device you're using, there may be a more button indicated by 3 dots, which will let you know that you have more labels available for your use. Any label that you click on will turn green, so you will always know where you are in MyTalent. There are also online help guides available in MyTalent. There's step-by-step documentation manuals and how-to videos anywhere you see a red asterisk. We continue to update this documentation based on changes made to the system by our vendor. There are also support resources and frequently asked question documentations out there, and I'll show you where to locate those guides when we view the system now. There's a tab. If you click on that for me, Joe, you'll see it's turned green, which identifies that you have selected that tab, and there are help guides for all the topics we have available. And as you see where the red asterisks are, that indicates there's a video related to that particular information. There's also a useful tool, My Support, which will allow you to create tickets if you've had any issues related to MyTalent. And you can just follow the steps, and it'll allow you to open up a ticket, and it will be directed to the area that will be able to handle that issue. Or you can call the HR support number listed on the screen, but the preference would be for you to open up a ShareWell ticket. We also have HR webinars on the first Friday and the following Monday. Due to the 4-day work week, this week it'll be on August the 6th and repeat on August the 10th. If you have not been receiving notifications about these webinars, please send an email to Talent Management at CMS K12 NCUS. If you have any questions related to the PDP or evaluation process questions, your first line should be your HR team lead and then Talent Management at the number listed below. If you have questions about courses or any other professional learning questions, you can contact Organizational Development at the number on the screen. Now I'll turn it over to Jan to wrap up.
First, we want to thank you for taking the time to participate in the webinar today, and just want to pause and see if there are any questions or feedback that anyone has from the audience. It doesn't appear that we have any questions or feedback at this time. We will stay on the webinar and monitor for a few more minutes. Again, we want to thank you for taking the time today. The screen has both our phone number and email address that is available for you to contact us at any time. And we hope that you have a great 2015-16 school year. Know that we are always here to support you in any way that we can. Thank you.